Hello there, most amazing artists. So today we are going to learn how to create these Christmas trees. You're going to need a piece of paper. You can use green or color a white piece of paper green if that's all you got, and some other assorted color pieces of paper for the ornaments, paper towel, tube or a toilet paper tube, glue, and some scissors. And you could also use a stapler if you don't. If you do have that, great. If not, glue will work. And some markers. So let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, first thing we're going to do is take that green piece of paper or whatever paper you're using. We're going to hold it vertical up and down here. We're going to do an accordion fold here. So what I'm going to do is start at the bottom and I'm going to fold up. Notice how the edges of my paper line up so that they are even. If you fold up and see how it crosses over, it sticks out a little bit on the edge. No, that's not really what we want. That's okay if a little bit gets over, but try to keep it straight as best you can. I know it can be a little tricky. Now we're going to flip it over and fold at the top now. So I took my paper and I flipped it to the other side and now I'm folding it down. Now I'm going to flip it over. See how now it's at the bottom. I'm going to fold up. This is going to be the pattern. You'll see in just a second and you'll get the hang of it. I'm going to flip it over. Now it's up. Now I'm going to fold it down. Now I'm going to flip it over again. And now it's at the bottom and I'm going to fold up. And I'm just going to continue this pattern. You'll start to see that accordion fold. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold it down, flip it over, fold it up, and that's about how far I'm going to go with mine. But depending on how big your folds are, you might have a little more or a little less. All right, now I've got my accordion fold here. And that's what it should look like, these zigzaggy lines. Take some time and practice that if you're still a little confused. Now, what we want to do is create that Christmas tree shape, kind of like a triangle shape. So we need to pinch the top. We're going to have two ways you can do this, either with glue or a stapler. If you've got glue, a glue stick or a glue bottle or tape, what you're going to do is add some glue on the inside of each section. Little tiny dots of glue towards the top, dot, dot, dot. All right, now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and close it and pinch it. I'm going to hold it for a little bit of time. I need to make sure that glue grabs onto my paper. Now, the front of my paper is glued together, right? But I need to also glue the back. So I'm going to flip it over and add some more glue on the back sections and glue those pieces together. You want to make sure you don't miss a section either, so that way they all stay together. So that's one way you can do it if you don't have a stapler. If you do have a stapler, all you can do, boop, add a little bit of staple on top and then it's ready to go. All right, now we're gonna add those decorations and ornaments and stars and things that you wanna add. So you can use scrap paper or regular white paper and add your decorations, whatever you wanna do for yours. I'm gonna show you how to draw a star here because I know sometimes that's a little tricky. We're gonna start with a dot at the top, two diagonal lines coming down. From the bottom, we're going to draw another diagonal line going at a slant on that side and do the same thing on the other side here. From the bottom, diagonally up. Now, all I have to do left is connect it together with a horizontal line across, and there you go. Now you've got a star. I'm going to do that one more time because I know that may have been a little tricky. I'm going to color mine in here, but of course you can do whatever you want for yours. So one more time if you missed that, start with a dot, two diagonal lines coming down. Then what I'm going to do here is from the bottom line, I'm going to cross right over where I put those dotted lines in the middle of that line, cross it over, and then connect it at the top with a horizontal line, and that is it. Of course, rewind or pause the video at any time if you need to review those steps, because I know I'm going really fast here, so take your time and do it at the pace that's most comfortable for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out a whole bunch of shapes for my decorations for my tree, so you can add whatever kind of shapes and colors, lights, or whatever you want to add to your tree. I'm going to go ahead and glue everything on, and that's going to be The first step, that's kind of the fun step, is decorating it, making it look awesome. All right, now that is done. Fabulous. Now we're gonna go ahead and add a couple more things. Now that toilet paper tube, go ahead and grab that. That'll be ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and trim mine because it's a little bit long. You don't have to if you're happy with the size. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut off a little bit. I'll show you what you can do also at the end, what you can do with your scrap extra cardboard too. Now that I've got that, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is create like little cuts on my tree along the folds so it can slide into the toilet paper tube. So what I'm gonna do is find the folds in the middle. I'm gonna cut two of those lines, one there along the folds. So now I've made these little slits so that way it can slide right in and sit right inside the toilet paper tube. So once I've cut that, I'm gonna go ahead and slide it in and it should fit. If it doesn't, you might need to cut it a little bit more, and there you go. So now my Christmas tree is ready to go. If you wanna add some more details, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple more things, but if you're happy and done, you're good to go. Now, if you wanna add a Christmas tree skirt, here's an idea. You can use a coffee filter, aluminum foil, washable markers, and some water to do this. What I'm gonna do here is add some color on the aluminum foil sheet. I'm just coloring some Christmas colors on there, but you can do any colors, of course. Now, once I have covered most of my aluminum foil, I'm going to take that coffee filter, dip it in the water, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I don't want it soaking wet. I just want it a little tiny bit of wet. Be careful when you undo it because it's really fragile and it can tear and break, so just be careful. Then I'm going to lay my semi-wet coffee filter over the marker, give it a good massage, and you'll start to see as it dries, that color is going to dry right onto your coffee filter, and basically you created like your own little tissue paper, which is pretty cool. There you go, now it's dried and ready. Now I'm going to turn that into my Christmas tree skirt. Now what I'm gonna do, yep, you can leave it like that, or if you want to add if you want to cut it and add some interesting decorations or things like that, you can do that. What I'm going to do is fold mine a couple times and then just cut the edges just to give it an interesting texture around my tree skirt here, some curvy lines. And once I open it up, you'll see it gives it kind of like a nice little curvy line shape. If you want to add a little hole in the middle for your tree skirt, I'm going to go ahead and fold it back, fold it in half one more time, and fold it in half one more time after that. And what I'm going to do is cut the middle. I'm just going to cut right across so that way when I open it, it created a little hole. Look at that. So now my Christmas tree skirt fits right inside. Perfect. Wonderful. Now, one other idea, I just had a whole bunch of ideas here. If you have some extra toilet paper tubes or cardboard or whatever, I took some of that, colored it, took some ribbon, and made a little tiny present to fit, oh look at that, under the tree. And that's about it. So I hope you had a super fun time making this, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Bye everyone.